How's everyone doing? Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum salam. Uh, I wanted to talk about these maps I have pulled up um, and how we've seen America become what it was, and we didn't necessarily know what it was to begin with because we never traveled out and ventured out. Um, this is what America really is, and it's still this way. When you look at these names and stuff like that, like Nas Pierce. Here are people who have a dark skin and dark hue doing farming. All right. And again, I know Ethiopians who know who these people are right here, Shoshone. They look the same way. Because when you think of Ethiopians, you just think of Omaha, Nebraska. That's where their lineage comes from, Nebraska. All right, because there's a lot of them in California, and California's state flag just happens to be the Ethiopian flag. All right, so the Navajo doing pottery. All right, so you have U.S. Army camps, um, them doing training with code talkers. All right. Um, what do we have here? You get down towards Mexico, they do a lot of ceremonies. You see, they're shaking the shakers, the rattle, little rattle thing that they go, they shaking it. Um, and you can see like during these times, this says 1760, 1843, Sequoia devised first Indian alphabet and taught Cherokees to read and write. Um, the environment is clean during this time, man. I can see right now, this side of the planet in Michigan, mid east, um, Midwest, mid east. Uh, you can see like it's starting to get a little cooler. Um, I was getting tortured for a while because like the way I sleep in like the attic area. And so like whatever the family cooks, like it rises to the top. And it just happens like my family they eat like a lot of butch, a lot of meat. And so like it's bad on the environment and like it messes with my respiratory system. This is why I'm always outside trying to get fresh air. Um, so like when you see like the way they live right here, it's different than the way we live right now. With the economy being the way it has been for a while, we've been disturbed, man. We've been disturbed. You can see the Chickahominy right there, the Pamunkey, the Iroquois, the Huron, um, the Detroit, the Wyandotte, the Pontiac, the Chippewa, the Pianki, the Pittsburgh, um, the Erie, the Algonquin, the Ottawa. I mean, Michigan is very beautiful, man. So you got factory workers who work in Michigan. And then you have like a lot of forestry going towards northern Michigan. And they do a lot of canoeing up there. So like you have to wonder like, do people still canoe in these areas? And do they still look the way that they do? All right, so I want to go over into this other map. All right, you can see this means uprooted. So like this is where a lot of people were uprooted at, and this is their story. All right, so you can see the Negro migration from the South going into California, ghost towns. So they passed ghost towns. Pickers wanted. All right, so that's easy labor. Pick an apple off the tree, bag it up, and you get paid to do that. So Negro migration, they just hit that one in there. They passed mining to do. They passed mining to do picking fruit. All right, so you can see that. Troop trains, man or woman wanted. So this is why it's always good to stay where you are and not necessarily be uprooted. Um, my health would have been bad had I stayed in Chicago. It would have been very bad. And I know Chicago has environmental policies that are greater, way better than Detroit. Because I just know, just living there, like, I just know, like, when I was living there, it was just, I just felt more alive. Like, I don't feel alive when I'm living in Detroit. Like, I just don't feel alive. I don't know what it was. I know the water was better in Chicago. Um, it was just better. But like it says, women mechanics, so women working in mechanics. Army airfields, factories, like cotton industry. Okay, you can see the Negro migration happening right here. They're going to refineries. Abandoned homes for sale come to California. All right, so I didn't know about this. They abandoned their homes and left them. Wow. And I guess the mortgage companies put a for sale sign on them. So you know they had pensions if they were able to do that. For sale going to Norfolk. Gasoline tires, gas stations, I guess. So the Negro, they went back to Virginia. They left South Carolina and went back to Virginia. Negro labor from Bahamas. This is interesting. I want to see what Florida is about. Open racetrack closed. All right. All right, so some emergency agencies formed to regulate general living conditions. You gotta wonder, like, are these officers still around? Excuse the background. You know how it is. Abandoned villages closed. Negro migration going to New York. Share a ride. Congested areas, man, closed. Okay. Coal workers. So, like, if you live in congested areas, like, you have to wonder, like, is the environment poor? I noticed Sarnetta was saying that he was struggling with some illnesses because he was living in New York. So I know how that can be. He was struggling with some respiratory issues in his apartment. Right, so I'm starting to think like Vermont has environmental uh, passes as well. Um, Victory Gardens, right? So I'm gonna go to the last one right here. All right. All right, you can see right here, it says Seattle, Portland, construction work, factories. This is all the industries that we have and that we had back then. Theater, Navy sellers. Right, migrant. Sugar cane. We got cotton right here. These are all the industries that we had, man. Like we had universities, colleges. We had medical schools, institutes. And I want to see what Florida has. A citrus fruit industry. Right, so we had citrus fruit industry. All right, so what does Virginia have? All right, farming. Hampton Institute, tobacco workers, or tobacco fields. All right, so it's a lot of we had a lot going on over here. So don't never let nobody tell you that you came over here on a slave ship, that you were forced to do peonage at the butt of a gun or at the butt of a whip by a European master or Albion master. That's not true. All right, so you can see right here, this G stands for gnosis, and it stands for knowledge. You open the book, you learn everything you need to know. That's basically what this symbol means. My grandfather had this ring. He was a Mason. All right, so this is all the industry that we had. So when you look at uprooted, you just have to think like, where has the industry gone and where has it been? And where is it right now? All right, so you see Springfield, Lincoln Head, the Lincoln Penny. This is what it is. And we got to get back to this, man, because it's like, it's so much industry that we have. Like, how can we just start benefiting from it now? So it just takes communication, knowing who's lying and who's not. Because, politicians, you got to hold them accountable, either way you look at it. Because they're responsible for what the police does. Because the police, they're always after us. They're always on the hunt for us. They have to meet a quota, and we have to, we have to be legging the arm up. We have to realize that life is not a game to be played with. There's a war going on this soil, just like there's a war going on in the Middle East. We have to know, like, the Albion is trying to remove us and at the same time torture us. All right, so we're going to win the war. We just have to be cognizant of what it is that we have in store for us now and going forward. All right, we have the charters. Okay, we just have to, you got to be on top of it. I'm staring at this butterfly right here next to me. I think it's on top of something, getting some nectar or something like that. Wish I brought my phone. I didn't bring my phone. I could have took a picture of it. All right, so I'm going to close out. You all look at these maps. These maps are by Louise Jefferson. These are the 3 maps that caught my eye. They basically go over a tale of our history. We were uprooted. We were Native Americans, and we were also of Negro lineage. Those things still count for today. So don't ever let anyone confuse you about your history. Great peace.